The thing about being in the crypto space now, I got introduced to cryptos back in 2011, and I even thought it was something weird at that time. Also, I got this email. I'm an accredited investor, so I got this email, and so the email was talking about, hey, you can get involved with this weird type of currency. It's digital. It's not paper money, and you can invest. And this guy, this white Jewish guy with this big afro, he was so cool looking. That's how I remembered him. And I ended up on some email list some kind of way. And so he was sending out this information and stuff and talking about this, this currency that's going to change the way everybody does business, and then something about new technology and blockchain. All of it was new information. So when I got this email, what was the first thing you think I did? I was like, this sounds like some bullshit, right? So it's amazing how we are so programmed in this society. Anytime there's this new idea, something that's not familiar with us, new ideas, we automatically reject them without any research. And that's kind of what's happening now, even though crypto has been around for a while. Now, you think about it, that was 2011. Somebody was introducing me. I immediately rejected it, thought it was some bullshit, sounded like some scam to me too. And he was giving away 100 Bitcoin for free just so that you could at least take a look at the information, potentially invest more. So, the free Bitcoin was 100. You imagine if I had taken advantage of a free 100 Bitcoin back in 2011, and Bitcoin, at its height so far has been, close to $70,000 per Bitcoin. What's 100 times 70,000? Somebody was just giving it to me back in 2011. So as time passed, I started hearing this weird Bitcoin. I just kept hearing it. So about 5 years ago, I actually started my research and investing in cryptocurrencies. I have a lot of coins and tokens in my portfolio. And, I sell. At first, I didn't understand it either. It just sounds so strange. And, you have to deprogram yourself from the way you've been taught about money and how money is created and how finance and wealth really works in this country and really in the world. And so, I'm making this video so that I can just kind of break down where I come from. I've been in another industry that was misunderstood as well, the cannabis industry. And that's kind of, where I've been in the last 5 years simultaneously, cannabis and crypto. And there's an intersection actually, and I can talk about that at some other point. But just because something doesn't necessarily make sense to you doesn't mean you instantly reject it. Do some research, ask some questions. And the beautiful thing about crypto, and the thing that makes all of this negativity continue to move about it, is because it's decentralized. Now, what does decentralized mean? That means banks, the government, nobody has any control over it except for those people who create it. So people keep saying, oh, these are the banks and the government controls it and it's the internet that's being controlled. No, that's not true at all. Blockchain is a technology. It's like the internet on steroids. However, it's not something you can unplug and it goes away. It's not a technology where if Xfinity or Charter or whoever your internet provider is, if they decide they're going to go down, you can't communicate anymore. It doesn't work like that. It's not that simplistic. So the blockchain is technology. Everybody needs to go be researching blockchain. It's technology that is decentralized. The government no government has any control over it. So now you think about that. No government interference, no government control. Now people talk about scam. I'm gonna tell you what a scam is. A scam is I work for my money and you pay me 2 weeks later, twice a month, once a month, whenever you feel like, whenever your accounting department feels like paying me for money that you already owe me and I've worked for. And I have to wait 2 weeks, a month, however long it is that you feel like you want to pay me. And then when I finally get it, there's a big chunk missing from it. And that big chunk, maybe in a year or next year around April, I fill out a form, you might give me that big chunk of money back. Now that's a scam. Crypto, on the other hand, if you can think about it this way, think about a place where you and a group of your friends and family decide you want to create an economic ecosystem that you all are going to build around a common idea, and you all decide on what that idea is, and you create a contract around that idea, and nobody can interfere with that idea. Now you go out and you share that idea with other people of like mind, or people who just may be interested in that idea, and then they start investing. You talk about cooperative economics. This is cooperative economics on steroids. All of these different people that you may not even know are putting resources and purchasing pieces of this idea, this smart contract that you and your friends and family have come up with. And then that smart contract, whatever it is, let's say it's to end hunger, end poverty, or let's just say you want to create reparations for people of color. Let's say that's the smart contract. You can literally, with the smart contract, that's the agreement, and then the coin is the means of raising, or the token or the crypto is the means of raising money for that smart contract, that agreement. And the government can't stop you, and the government can't regulate it, and the government can't control it, and the government can't tell you how to regulate your own contract. You decide how that contract is going to play out. You decide the money that you raise, what you're going to do with it. And it's anonymous if you want it to be anonymous, because it's on a big ledger, and it's called trustless. Trustless means that I don't have to trust you, because every transaction is recorded on this big electronic ledger. It's recorded so that it keeps everybody honest. So I know exactly how much money's out there. I know the maximum amount of coins and circulation. So this is a little bit of an oversimplification of the process so that you can understand it. But let me tell you, you can literally take $25 and invest in a coin that has a concept behind it that you believe in. See, that's where people go wrong. They take 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 of their hard-earned money, and they put it in a coin based on what they see other people doing. And they don't even know what that coin really is all about. You could be supporting all kinds of causes that you don't believe in by putting your money in there and not researching what is the smart contract associated with that coin. Why do I even want to be a part of this? If it starts to go down, why is it going down? Am I going to leave just because it goes down? Or do I really believe what this coin stands for? Do I believe in what it's supposed to be about? Now, let me also just say this, what's really happening right now in the market that you see, it's a bear market, it's going down. Why that is, in my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm here to tell you about my experiences and offer with you my insights. So what I think is happening, all of a sudden you have Morgan Stanley and all these big investment banks suddenly being interested in crypto, because crypto was taking money away from them. People were taking their money out of these big investment houses. I'm talking to the tune of tens of millions and even hundreds of millions of dollars You have governments like El Salvador taking their money, and instead of putting it in a Morgan Stanley and a big investment bank and Merrill Lynch and all these people, they're putting it in Bitcoin. So when they started to see that happen, these big investment banks also started purchasing Bitcoin. Now, it is my opinion that they are what's causing this market right now, the volatility in the market for crypto. So what does that mean? That means they took a big chunk of money and put it into a coin like a Bitcoin, because Bitcoin kind of sets the pace. It was the first cryptocurrency. So it kind of sets the pace for everything, right? So if Bitcoin is going up, generally everything else is going up. But there are alternate coins or altcoins or coins that are not Bitcoin. They're alternatives to Bitcoin. And so those coins, a lot of those coins, they're affected by whatever happens with Bitcoin. And some of the initial coins that are coming out, they're not impacted. That's why you need to go back and check my videos out about the initial coin offering, finding those smaller coins when they're just coming out and they cost less than a penny, and you take $100 and then like a year from now they're worth $100 each, and you got 100 of them for $100. I mean, come on, that just makes sense, right? So let me go back to my point though. So those institutional investors, they poured millions, maybe even $1 billion, worth of institutional Morgan Stanley type money into Bitcoin. And then with that being said, they have become what we call whales. A whale is someone who owns a significant amount of a coin, that if that person makes a move, a big whale, like a big fish, if that person makes a move, it can affect the attitude and affect the price. So I think that's really what's happening right now. So those big institutional investors, they came in pretending like they were interested in what's happening with Bitcoin, like they're trying to get behind the market trend. And I think they came in to manipulate the market to drive it down, because they put their money in. And this is my opinion now. I believe somewhere they are the ones pulling out and causing everything to sell so quickly. That's because this whole deregulation is harming their existence. It's disrupting their existence. And when you disrupt the status quo, you already know people are going to come for you, right? This is also why people want to create this confusion around crypto. It is new, so there's a lot of information you have to understand. Are there people who are manipulative and scam in the market and create coins that are not any good? Yeah, absolutely. Here's my opinion on a couple of things, and this, that's going to be it for this video for you. But think about this when you're investing. That's why I said do your research. Where to go to find some of these coins that are just rolling out, where to go to find predictions, where to go to do full research and analysis. There are a lot of places you could go, but coinmarketcap.com is my recommendation. Coinmarketcap.com. That way you get that insider information, as some would call it. When coins are rolling out, brand new coins, and what they're all about, you can learn about them on coinmarketcap.com. So take that as a little tip for you. But here's the last thing I'll say. So there are all kinds of coins. We'll get into those things later. But there are all kinds of coins. But check this out. Now, I want you to think about it. This is where you have to think. When people introduce things that don't make sense, they don't make sense, but you do your research and then it may make sense. And then when you do your research and it still doesn't make any sense, it just doesn't make any sense and you don't do it. But you can get started with $25. You can get started with $50. You can get started with $100 just to learn how to do it and understand it and make yourself a little money along the way. Don't take your whole life savings and do this right now until you master it a little bit better. But the last thing I'm going to say is, you've heard of Shiba, right? Shiba. Shiba is a meme coin. Let me tell you what a meme coin is. You think about social media when people put up memes. What's a meme? A meme is like a joke, something funny. It's a parody, right? So people that are putting money into meme coins are putting money into coins that really were created or intended to be a mockery or a joke or funny. Even though you can make some money off of those are not long-term holds because they are intended to be funny. Now, can they take off? Can they make you a little bit of money? But they're not intended for you to hold them long term. So if they don't succeed long term, that's why they're a meme coin. So you pay attention out there. And now you know.